Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly episode 15 July 15 July 2020. Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Palace Marketing, rehumanizing your marketing experience. My name is Sean. This week's news, the United States, may ban TikTok. TikTok exits Hong Kong. Snapchat tests TikTok-style video swiping. TikTok's bans opening doors to Byte. IGTV improves, prepares for monetization. So it's mostly a TikTok week this week because TikTok is under quite a bit of political pressure because of the West and the East, about China and US in general. So yeah, I feel bad for them. But anyway, let's get on with it. The US may ban TikTok. Last week, we announced that India banned the popular video sharing app for fear of data collection that could potentially harm the country's national defense. Just after that, the United States also announced that they may ban the app, citing concerns that it would be used by the Beijing government as a surveillance and propaganda tool. This, it appears, is the perfect storm for Instagram Reels, which is last week we talked about it, Instagram's version of a TikTok clone, to thrive in the US and major Western allied states and also India as well, because India is now the place where every major social media platform wants to get into. So let's talk about TikTok right now, right? TikTok, as much as it tries to detach itself away from being a Chinese app, the fact is a lot of governments, whether or not they are heavily allied with the US, have expressed concern. Not just governments, but also organizations within countries, especially military, especially those who want to protect their privacy, have already started to ban the app among their employees. And now India is one country that is banning TikTok, a blanket ban, all of TikTok, and a lot of even the Chinese apps they also fall into this category. Then now the US may also ban TikTok as well. It suddenly becomes, it may not be just a political issue. I mean, yeah, fine. India has something, a little squabble with China. I mean, who the hell does China not have a squabble with? They have a squabble with everybody, right? Even the entire South China Sea as well. They have a squabble with everybody. So, it could be an extension of the political issue that is forcing, perhaps this is, well, it's just speculation. I don't know if it's true or not, but let's say if the Chinese government is somehow strong arming TikTok into providing information of all these people who live in the foreign countries, like for example, the US, India, maybe here in Malaysia, maybe in Australia, user habits, sensitive data, private data. TikTok can be actually spying on all the other apps in your phone as well, which then, they can actually see a lot of stuff. And because of that, it could be because of that a lot of countries are starting to consider, they're flagging TikTok and saying, you know what, I think we should reassess this thing. We may just, stop it. Or it could just be a purely political thing where the Western countries just don't like how China is doing things. I mean, to be fair, who likes how China is doing things, right? But a lot of people who are supporting the Chinese government are also saying just because the Western people are doing it does not mean it's bad if the Chinese do it, right? Just so they can do it, we can do it too. That kind of thing. That kind of flying geese mentality. But either way, TikTok is being caught in between. If the Chinese are in fact strong arming TikTok to collect information, then it is true that TikTok don't want to do this because they want to be completely privatized and detached from the Chinese government. But if it's happening, it means that China has, is grabbing them by the balls or something and saying you have to give us information. And because of that, they fall under scrutiny in India, which is their biggest market at the moment, and US, which is a very influential market. They don't have to be the biggest market, but because US is media is very strong, right? So whatever performs in the US will perform elsewhere in the world because the media spreads it that way. And in any case, it becomes a West versus East as well because, TikTok gets banned. Instagram comes over and say, hey, we have a copycat of TikTok and it works as well. And because you already know how to use TikTok, you know how to use Reels. And then everybody jumps to it, which I don't know. Anyhow, TikTok exits Hong Kong. Okay, this is TikTok's own move. This announcement was made last week with little explanation. One possible speculation could be due to the new national security law from Beijing, which could mean TikTok may relaunch a censored version of their app in the country. On top of that, Western tech companies like Facebook, Google, Twitter, and Telegram said they would either stop or suspend data review requests from the Hong Kong government. All right, let's just backtrack a little bit and let me explain how Hong Kong got to this place, right? You know that the people of Hong Kong have been fighting this extradition rule from Beijing government, where anybody who is charged in Hong Kong for anything that the Chinese government finds against their laws can be extradited away from Hong Kong and charged under Chinese law in Beijing or any state under the Chinese law. So the Honkies have been fighting this for about a year now. You may have seen a lot of protests going on. And just recently, during the COVID lockdowns that's been happening, the Hong Kong government fast-tracked this implementation of this extradition law and also other laws as well that includes just roughly translating it in layman's term, it means that people in Hong Kong cannot say bad things about China, that it falls under some sort of sedition or something like that. So because of that, there is a possibility that Beijing has roots in Hong Kong in terms of private information, user data. So they now have access to all these things. Hong Kong has always been a more detached part of China in the sense that a lot of Western countries can go in there and do business because the Chinese law cannot extend past the border. But now that it can extend past the border, Facebook, Google, Twitter, and Telegram, they are planning to either suspend or stop data review requests that comes from Hong Kong government, because whenever a data review request comes from Hong Kong government now, it will automatically be fully accessible by Beijing. And that is a problem in terms of user privacy of the Western nations and all that kind of stuff. We can say that Facebook, Google, Twitter, and Telegram and the like also collect a lot of information. Yes, that is true. But that is in the corporate level. It is not in the government level. When it reaches the government level, it is threatening the national security of the government in which the data is being given away. So that is a problem. And TikTok's exit from Hong Kong is sparking a speculation where it may pull away the world version of TikTok, which is more open, and apply the more censored version of TikTok, which China is using under a different name, which I cannot figure out what's the name because it's not in English. That may happen. So because now that Beijing's laws and rules are intertwined with Hong Kong now, kind of like superseding Hong Kong's rules, TikTok might feel as if they cannot apply the world's rules on Hong Kong and they need to apply China's rules on Hong Kong, which implies a lot of censorship, which means that they may relaunch the censored version in Hong Kong. Tough times. Snapchat tests TikTok-style video swiping as if it's not bad enough for TikTok. Snapchat says, hey, I think it's time to add salt to the wound and copy some of TikTok stuff. Well, about time, because TikTok has been the subject of copycats for the longest time. Now it's good that they're actually copying someone instead, right? Right now, we go through videos by tapping across clips from one creator to another. So if you're on a video, you just tap and then it fast forward the clips. And if you swipe, it actually skips to the next creator. And the entire discover part tab of Snapchat is actually filled with cards of their thumbnails. So these thumbnails are actually images and not videos, so they don't actually play. They're ready for viewing though. So what the company is seen testing is a change in the layout that seems a lot like TikTok. So what TikTok does is, it actually, when you open it, it shows you one video. The video will automatically play, right? With sound and everything like that. And then you swipe up to keep skipping videos. So you get right into the meat of all the videos without having to scroll through the discover first. And this method, popularized by TikTok, will actually bring people straight into the video without scrolling through the thumbnails. It also makes sense because both Snapchat and TikTok appeal to the same target audience, and it would benefit Snapchat if their user experience is also similar. And I wouldn't be surprised that once Snapchat adopts this style, the conversion rates and the engagement and conversion rate of the users on Snapchat will dramatically increase. But for now, we'll just have to see if this works out for Snapchat. TikTok bans opening doors. TikTok's bans opening doors to Byte. So TikTok is being banned across the world in many countries. And for countries that it hasn't been banned yet, chances are it is under consideration right now. And it's a big thing for creators, right? TikTok is surging in popularity in the past few months because of lockdown. Everybody's getting into it. Creators are, very heavily invested in it. And they're afraid if TikTok gets banned left, right, and center, they need to start planning for alternative platforms in case the platform starts losing global users, start to lose traction, and it moves elsewhere. So creators are usually very sensitive when it comes to these things. And as a TikTok native creator, they would usually prefer to first jump to platforms that works almost similar as TikTok, which is Instagram Reels and this other one called Byte, B-Y-T-E. Byte is an app which was pretty similar to the dearly departed Vine. For those who don't know Vine was a 6 seconds video app that came out before TikTok, in which TikTok's concept was built from. It saw a sudden surge in downloads from all over the world. The app reached 1.3 billion downloads in the first week after full launch, and last week itself clocked a staggering 622,000 downloads in a day. The app has a lot of similar features to TikTok, in which they let people upload 6-second videos, but as its popularity grows, we expect the app to adopt more of TikTok's features very soon. And if TikTok's ban across the globe turns into a landslide, Byte will be one of the alternatives that creators want to get into. And when creators are there, viewers are also there as well. So if you're a TikTok creator, check out Instagram Reels and Byte and get ready. Instagram prepares for monetization. The past months, Instagram has been adding features that allow us to cross-post to Facebook. The company is now rolling out a feature that will let us cross-post IGTV content to Facebook Watch. Very good. I've been posting a lot of IGTV stuff, and you can never get a Facebook Watch because I never have that toggle. Now it's coming, which makes it easier for marketers to manage both platforms as well. On top of that, IGTV is also allowing creators to edit content previews and covers. These functions will greatly help creators in luring their audiences to watch the videos. Traditionally, creators work hard to include eye-catching video covers and previews as a hook. Spending time improving this tactic will greatly improve video watch rate as well. So it's kind of like when you go into a YouTube channel and you see the thumbnail, and the thumbnail has this big captions that says "You are not going to believe what happened," or this kind of very catchy taglines that lure you into watching the video, or catchy freeze frames or screenshots that lure you into the video. Sometimes they get misleading because they may not actually exist, but the idea is to get you to watch the video, right? So IGTV recently enabled a few of these capabilities. because they want creators to be able to boost their reach and engagement and conversion in hopes that it will also boost monetization as well. All right, so that's all for Social Media Weekly this week. Social Media Weekly podcast is available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and we post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook. This is Social Media Weekly, episode 15 July 2020. My name is Sean. Au revoir and stay safe.